Hello my beautiful people, welcome to the next in the 2020 segment series with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, today I've got a really fun one for you. So first of all, let me say that your intuition, just like any faculty or attribute that human beings have, it's a muscle, right? You can train it. And I always say this, if you saw my psychic ability and my intuition and psychic ability video, I talked about it there. All human beings, providing all of the equipment is there, we can all run, okay? How far, how fast, how dynamic you can run comes down to your training, natural disposition, your genetics, all of that sort of stuff. And it's the same with your intuition. Some people you've got like super psychic who, just live in other realms. And then you've got other people on the other end of the spectrum who maybe once or twice in their life might have a moment or an event. That doesn't mean that any one of them is kind of better than the other. For some people, they will have trained to reach that level. They will have taken whatever natural ability they had and really worked with it, trained it, nurtured it, nourished it, so that it grows to that point. And it's just the same with like an athlete or an average Joe person. So let me say that. And doing so, training your intuition, I've got my trusty notes here as always, will strengthen your gifts so that they become more accurate and ultimately more reliable. And this is the thing, like I believe that the difference between intuitive and psychic is training. I really do. Like intuition we all have, and very often we can all sense danger and people that aren't quite right or something like that. But to direct your intuition and pull information from a certain time span about a specific event or person, that's when you delve into a completely different realm, because you're directing that intuition to ask what it is that you want to see as opposed to what your intuition is generally picking up. So this is just an easy and fun exercise. It's one that I have done over and over, especially, I found this one, I think when I was about 13, and I practiced it basically 3 or 4 times a week at minimum, until I was about 17. So, until I was about 17. So what I did was I got, and it's just like I said, have fun with it. Don't stress yourself out about it, because that's not going to help you. All right. So I take the jokers out. And for those of you that don't know, because I've got an ordinary deck of playing cards here, this is how I started. I started my journey of reading tarot with playing cards. I talk about that in my other videos, so I won't go into it here. But yes, ordinary deck of playing cards. And so first of all, I've got my piece of paper, I've got a pen, I've got my cards to one side. I want to talk about the liminal state. I did mention this in my Power of Intention video, so if you haven't seen it, check it out. But yeah, it's really easy to slip into the liminal state. I say that because, it's something that I do on a regular basis. It's like anything though, it just comes with time. And what you're doing is literally, you want to play around with this so that it becomes second nature. Start with a few deep breaths. Really slow yourself down, slow your breathing just a little, slow your mind, slow even your voice, bring the volume down. You see how I'm just bringing myself down into that point of attention, intention, focus, staying in that point, in that space, bringing myself into alignment with my own serenity and peace. When you do that, you start to slip just underneath the now. Right, and that's really the best way that I can explain it. If your normal waking consciousness is here and you're kind of, you're talking, you're alert, you're present, your liminal state is just underneath that. So you're about here, right? And when you do that, the inner senses start to expand, the feelings start to reach out further, the intuition and the mind start to expand. You feel your energy just start to, like, even now I can feel that energy like in between my hands. It's like palpable. It's just such an awesome, I mean, okay. When you're in that, and it's, it's not like a trance or anything like that. It's just underneath the usual level of consciousness. In that space, you start to expand your inner senses. This is where you can actively activate the intuitive faculties, and to do so with ease. In this way, you're opening your senses, opening up the intuition, and it's letting your mind expand to connect to all of the universal energies, to your own energy, your own intuition, and you can start to then feel with that energy, right? And you tap into the quantum field, if you want to call it, the field of probability and possibility, and ultimately that is where all of this stuff kind of leads to. It's certainly one of the fields, and you can go into several. There are several different levels, but this is the one that you really want to tap into for now. So what you want to do then is, in your liminal state, you're going to lay out 7 cards. And you're going to hold a hand, sorry, itchy nose. You're going to hold a hand over it, and you're just going to get a sense, just a really general sense. Don't probe too much, don't force it, just let it come. What does it say to you? Okay, and so then you're going to write down card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5, card 6, card 7. And you're going to do this for each one, and you're going to write down what you have. All right. And then once you've got what you have, just the color, red or black, nice and simple, keep it really simple. And then once you've done that, come back into your present moment, turn them over and see what you've got. And consistently over time, you will notice that you get better and better and better at it. And this is a really good way of focusing your energy, focusing your attention, and also tapping into your own intuitive ability to see beyond the now, to see beyond what it is that you can see with these, and start to interpret and intuit with the inner senses. So that's one way to do this. That would be with your playing cards. And then eventually what you want to do is maybe start to then say, right, okay, I feel like this is a diamonds card, or I feel like this is a clubs card, or I feel like this is a, maybe a 2 of cups, or 2 of cups, 2 of diamonds, or 2 of clubs. And just keep sort of adding to it and building on the practice, and eventually you'll get really good at this. So that's one way. You can do this maybe 2-3 times a week is usually good. I mean, like I said, I did it at least 3 or 4 in the early days, like just consistently. If you want to do this with a tarot deck, my advice would be to split the major arcana cards into a small pile and leave the leave the major arcana in one deck and the minor arcana in one deck. And so you want to literally just lay out 3 cards, and you just want to feel into it and ask yourself, what are the words that are coming to me? What is the feeling that I get from this? What's the energy that's coming through here? Write it down and see what you get. And again, this is one, it's a really good way to attune yourself to your deck. 2, it's a really good way for you to intuit what other energies and ways there are for you to read. And one of the reasons I got really into this is because whenever I used to pull spreads, I would literally see, like before I'd even turn, in the early days, I used to leave the cards face down, and I used to see like a ring around certain cards before I'd even turned them over. So I thought to myself, okay, let's start to see what it is that's coming through here. And this is why, you know, I found this exercise and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to share this with people because it's really helped me. So nice and easy, nothing complicated. There's no right or wrong way for you to do it. Just play around with it and see how it speaks to you, and see if you can start to feel different energies, different colors, different numbers even. This is a really good way to start tapping you into some of this and really using the different aspects of self and senses. All right, so I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic day, week, month, year, wherever it is that you're at while you're watching this. I wish you so much love. Take care, and I'll see you soon.